All right, Shalom Israel. Once again, it's your brother Kalab out here on the highways and byways, prophesying the downfall and destruction of Babylon the Great, and also teaching repentance to the house of Israel, which consists of these so-called African Americans all the way down to so-called Mexicans. But before I get started, I want to give all honor and glory to my power, which is Yahweh, Ka'Allah, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles of the Great Millstone, who taught us the truth and who rule well. I want to give a humble citation to the hopeful elect, pushing this work of truth and sincerity. I say Shalom. All right, I'm just going to get right into it through the Spirit, Yahweh Shai, through the glory and inspiration of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. He has me out here one more day to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, and that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing all the writing on the wall, and we're seeing clearly Babylon the Great is about to be destroyed, all right? So with that, I'm just going to get right into it. See what the Spirit gives me here. Whatever lands first. In regards to, all right, perfect. I already see where I'm going. Habakkuk chapter 2 and 3 says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak." And Salakia. Habakkuk chapter 2 and 3 says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." Hey, what are we about to see? We're about to see the third woe come, that destruction of Babylon the Great. We're seeing the third woe manifest. Okay, there's no. It's all foot to the throttle with Russia getting ready to implement that nuclear war. All right, that'll be the catalyst to bring all the other prophecies about. Right, what other prophecies? Famine of the word. The RFID hip, right? Sedition, all these prophecies that we're getting, that the scriptures speak about, are getting ready to be unleashed upon the earth. All right. So we're seeing that vision being clearly made manifest. Okay, if you just bear with me, I'll go to some more scriptures here through the Spirit. I have Joel chapter 2 and 1 says, "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain." And the holy mountain represents the nation of Israel. So we're sounding the alarm at the last and final second that the elect, the remnant of the nation Israel, may be drawn in. Okay, we understand there will be at the end many believers drawn into Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Okay. One more time, Joel chapter 2 verse 1. "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand." All right. So we're sounding the alarm, letting you know, hey, Yahweh is getting ready to destroy Babylon the Great. Also, with that being said, we're hastening the day of the return of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Why? Because the remnant, the elect, we're in that spirit. We're hastening the day of the destruction of Babylon the Great. We see all the writing on the walls, and we understand that there's a better way. There's a better place that awaits the remnant, the elect of the nation of Israel. So we want to be escaped. Okay, the scriptures speak about it says, "In the land of their captivity, they would think upon my name, and we would stand in great boldness." Let me see if I can find that 555. Look, ain't that the Spirit? Ain't that the Spirit? Oh, demons. It said 555. It's 555. It just showed on my screen. I can't get there, but it said 555. So we understand. And this is true, right? Yahweh Shai is getting ready to destroy Babylon the Great. So just one more time to the Spirit, just to revamp things. Joel chapter 2 and 1 said, Joel chapter 2 and 1, Salakia. Joel chapter 2 and 1 says, "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion," which is Israel, which is a remnant, the elect of Israel, moreover, "and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand." Verse 2, "A day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, and the morning spread upon the mountains a great people, a strong mountains, a great people, a strong. There hath not ever been like, neither shall be any more after it, even to to the years of many generations. And that's ultimately, I believe, through the Spirit, that's going to be that nuclear fire. It says that, I believe that's a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and a thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people, a strong. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even the years of many generations. Verse 3 says, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth in the land, is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is the appearance of horses, and of horses men, so shall they run. And that's going into army. It says, like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like a noise of a flame of fire, and devour the stubble as a strong people, yet in battle array. Before their faces of the people shall much be pained, and all faces shall gather darkness. All right, so through the Spirit, this is speaking of an utter destruction, utter destruction upon the land. I'm gonna leave it at that. I need to get a further clarity on that part, but through the Spirit, we're sounding alarm and letting these people know, hey, a great and terrible day is at hand. The day of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And we're seeing it being made manifest. Seeing it being made manifest through Russia, through the Russian-Ukrainian conflict, and that's ultimately going to lead us into this. Revelation chapter 11 and 14 says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And that's what we see happening. Okay, we see this thing is escalating. This will ultimately bring us closer, to the day Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, which it hastened it greatly. Proverbs chapter 21 and 1 says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as rivers of water he turneth it whatsoever he will. Verse 2 says, every way of man is right in his own eye. Salakia. I just want to grab the one. It says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, and the rivers of water he turneth it whatsoever he will. And Adon Ratazah, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, keep inflicting these minds of these kings to go at it. Through the Spirit, it will happen. All right. And these demons are chaffed in the Spirit. Got all kinds of demons coming out right now. Revelations, Salakio. Revelation chapter 14 and 8 says, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that the great city, because she was made all nations drink of all the wine of wrath of her fornication. It's it. So the philosophy of Babylon the Great, all the other nations have drunken on it and been partakers of the wrath and the bloodshed of the nation of Israel. So therefore, for the controversy of Israel, Yahweh Shem Yahushai must destroy Babylon the Great. Let me see if I can find that through the Spirit. For the controversy of Israel, KJV, because Yahweh Shem Yahushai is incensed against Babylon the Great for the crimes committed onto his apple of the Most High's eye, which is the Israelites. Okay. See, now Satan wants to play around. But we're going to continue to the Spirit. Beautiful. Fire. Check it out. Hosea chapter 4 and 1 says, hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, no mercy, nor knowledge of Yahweh in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood, Therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven. Ye, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. Yet let no man strive nor reprove another, for thy people are as they strive with thy priest. Okay, so Yahweh Hashem El Shai is getting ready to destroy Babylon the Great for all the iniquities done in the midst thereof, right? Let me see if I can grab my apocrypha as well, because wickedness has exceedingly polluted the earth. Second Ezra chapter 5 and 1 says, nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, and that's what we're seeing all the tokens. Like I was just briefly at work, I just Googled breaking news, and you see a whole bunch of tumultuous, a variety of plagues that Yahweh is ultimately putting upon the earth. And look and see, across the street you got some guy busting donuts by the cops arrest his ass, okay? Second Ezra chapter 5, and this place is going to hell in a handbasket. Second Ezra chapter 5 and 1 says, and that was a token as well. Chapter 5, verse Second Ezra chapter 5 and 1 says, nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. See, and that's what's going on right now. That's why it's a perfect time for Yahweh to take these people out, because the destruction will come as a thief in the night. Verse 2 says, but iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard a long ago, and the land that thou seest now to have root shall thou see wasted suddenly. And that's where we're at. All right, that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing the tokens of the destruction of Babylon the Great being exposed. Okay, let me see. I'm just going to grab it to the spirit, as in the days of Noah, right? So this is a perfect timing. It's right? The sins of Babylon the Great has exceedingly polluted the earth, and it's a ripe time for the threshing to commence, okay? For Yahweh Shai to get that sickle and reap. The harvest is plenteous right now with wickedness. Salakia. I'm just going to grab it. Matthew chapter, because it is time for the threshing to commence. Matthew chapter 24 and 37 says, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Verse 38 says, for as the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. Verse 33, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be. And that's going into this. That's exactly how in the first destruction, right? In the beginning of the world, or in the first destruction of the world, right, was through the flood. Noah's Ark. All you must be familiar with that. This second time is going to be with the fervent fuel of fire. I'll go into that as well. But when it happens, it's going to be in a time like this. It's a perfect time for Yahweh Shai to unleash that destruction upon Babylon the Great. Those archers, gather yourself around, ye archers. Okay, let me see if I have something in regards to that. And just do the spirit. I'm rolling in the spirit. I don't want to like Yahweh Shai give it to me. There we go. Perfect. All right. This is what it is. And this is perfect. Isaiah chapter 47 and 1 says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take a millstone and grind and uncover the locks. Make bare the leg, uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers. Verse 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Hey, Yahweh Shai is coming. He's coming to reap, and his scriptures talk about his garments will be as though he had. There's going to be so much bloodshed you know, upon the destruction of Babylon the Great, upon World War III, and upon him coming with this multitude of angels, threshing the inhabitants thereof of the land, his garments is going to be as though he was in the winepress. That's how much bloodshed Yahweh Shem Yahshua is bringing, okay? It says, as for the Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Verse 5 says, sit thou silent and get into the darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, which the daughters of Chaldeans is synonymous for Babylon. For thou shalt no more be called for there shall no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. So how about Shemshah is getting to a base America, okay? Verse 6 says, I was wroth with my people, I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thy hand. Thou didst show them no mercy, upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And that's that controversy of Israel, okay? That's why Yahweh has a controversy, and that's why we're at the time of threshing. We're at the time of Yahweh bringing his vengeance upon the earth. Yahweh Shem is doing a great work. He's doing a great, marvelous work. So Yahweh Shem is coming out as a thief in the night, all right? Everything is lining up. Everything is lining up for us to see this destruction of Babylon the Great. I'm gonna grab a scripture here. I don't know if Yahweh give me more of spiritual mind, spirit to have more precepts to go into and speak upon this destruction of Babylon the Great. Okay. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and 1 says, but of the times and the season, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly. Let me back up. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and 1 says, but of the times and the season, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. Hey, there's no need for Yahweh Shem Yahshua to write unto us. There's no need, because we see all these things taking place upon the earth. We're about to see the utter destruction of Babylon the Great, and the anticipation of it, you know, it's going to be faster than we believe. Our salvation is nearer than we believe, because the writing is on the wall. Okay? Our salvation is nearer than we believe, and what must happen for the salvation to happen is for the destruction of Babylon the Great, for us to be beamed up and saved up out of this fervent nuclear fire, okay? Let me go to 2 Peter real quick, and I'll probably go to Revelation chapter 2. I'll probably go to Revelation chapter 15, because we're going Autorontazah, we build that remnant that's going to get beamed up out of here while this fiery indignation takes place. 2 Peter chapter 3 and 8. No. Second Peter chapter 3 and 10 says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Verse 11 says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons... Hey, that's let me back up. I get gassed up a lot. 2 Peter chapter 3 and 10 says, but of the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. Back again to the days of Noah, back of us redeeming the times, back to us measuring the time diligently. You know, this is going to come as a thief. First Thessalonians, you know, we're not asleep, we're not in darkness, but of the times and seasons, we know perfectly what time we're in. Okay, the writing's on the wall, and that's why us, man, the Lord, have been bestowed the eyesight to see against this, see against. We're put aside to see the destruction of Babylon, right? And then, but for the rest of them, right, the ones that can't take heed to this message, this destruction is going to come upon them swift, without a clue. They're going to be, as that they're as if these people are as if they're in la la land, but the destruction is going to overtake them. All right. 2 Peter chapter 3 and 10 says, "But the days of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up." Hey, the works thereof shall be burnt up. Wickedness has exceedingly polluted the planet. The controversy of Israel, Esau, Edom, and all his damn witchcraft and his divisive plan to further enslave and destroy the world, destroy the planet, and also to make us perpetual slaves. So Yahweh Shai has a contract. So therefore, this destruction must come to pass, and it's going to come past. It's going to come to pass fast. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and 10, because we see the wickedness, right? 2 Peter chapter 3 and 11 says, "Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and God?" What should we be speaking about? We should be speaking about prophecy. We should be speaking about Russia. We should be speaking about World War III. We should be speaking about the salvation. Yahweh Shai cracking these clouds open. We should be talking about Esau going into slavery, Esau being destroyed, the heathen nations going into captivity, these Edomites, the heathens, and the 2/3 paying with blood for all the wickedness and destruction and enemies that they are to Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, that's the conversation we should be speaking about. Okay, verse 12 says, "Looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat." Okay, so now we see what type of destruction Yahweh Shem Shai is getting ready to put out here, all right? Verse 13 says, "Nevertheless, we according to his promise," right, the righteous, the elect, we are sick, we're vexed with the filthy conversation. Right, this place, we know that the arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. We have no continuous city. We understand that this place has nothing for us but destruction. The scriptures say, least these days should be short, no flesh shall be saved. But for the elect's sake, these days shall be short. How are they going to be short? They're going to be short with the great nuclear blast. Okay? 2 Peter chapter 3 and 13 says, "Nevertheless, we according to his promise look for new heavens and new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness." Verse 14, "Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent, that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless." Okay, so we want to be very diligent in these deadly times. We want to give our hearts and bodies and minds to Yahushua. We want to be constantly in the spirit. Okay, let me see. Just do the spirit, right? Will he find righteousness? I don't know if this is it. Woohoo! Beautiful. Luke chapter 18 and 8 says, "I tell you that," and this is red letter per Hamashiach Yahushai. Luke chapter 18 and 8 says, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith upon the earth? Absolutely. He's going to find us, the men of the Lord, the elect of the nation, the remnant of the nation of Israel, the elect, the real Jews, the real Israelites, so-called Hispanics, Native Americans, so-called African Americans. What are we doing? We're prophesying in the name of Hamashiach Yahushai. We're giving testimony of the utter destruction of you goddamn devils and you heathens, letting you guys know, you fucking white devils, that you guys are getting ready to be destroyed and to go into captivity for all the crimes that you've done. He whoso leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. We're denouncing wickedness and we're proclaiming judgments upon the heathen. And what's that? That's called righteousness. Luke chapter 18 and 8 says, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? The loss of faith. Absolutely. We wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for faith. We wouldn't be putting our lives, our jobs and our careers and our feeble lives on the line if it wasn't for our faith in Hamashiach Yahshua and our faith that Yahweh Yahshua is going to deliver us and make good on his word and destroy Babylon the Great, okay? It's in the scriptures, all right? And this place, Babylon the Great, is America. So you should fear with great fear, all right? Tremble with fear, you damn. You know, these people, they need to get right, okay? How do you get them right? Well, yeah, you got, you know, our people, you got to be hard on them. One more time, Joel chapter 2. Joel chapter 2 verse 1 says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord, for the day of Adawan cometh, for it is nigh at hand. All right, so that's exactly what's going on. All right, we're letting you know the sense of urgency. And you men of the Lord, you prophets, you ancient prophets coming back, we need to be out here with the sense of urgency, okay? Because this is going to be final roll call. All right, to get all your lashings in on these heathens, to get your your spiritual rod, you cast your spiritual rod into the waters. This is going to be it, okay? Let me see, just through the spirit, because it just came to me. Yahweh Shema Shai, this is a spiritual thing right here. I believe it's 14. Ooh, that's fire, that Revelations 11. I'm gonna go to that. I'm gonna go to that. Revelations 11. Because this place has been measured. This place is Esau, talking about Esau, right? He's been found wanting. He's been found unworthy to rule. And this place, Babylon the Great, has been measured, and it's been at the conclusion and the matter is been concluded that this goddamn place is wicked and it must be abased. Revelation chapter 1. Revelation chapter 11 and 1, and there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood saying, rise and measure the temple of Yahweh and the altar and them that worship therein. By the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread under foot 40 and 2 months. It's going to be thrust out, this place, Babylon the Great. Verse 3 says, and I will give power unto 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. Okay? That's us coming back through the Spirit. 350 years. 350 years. I believe that's going into the oppression of Jake. Verse 4 says, these are the two olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. I believe it says prophets. I wrote on my notes, prophets from the north and southern kingdom. Verse 5 says, and if any man will hurt them, fire proceed out of their mouth and devour their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. So anyone that's coming up against and if any man will hurt them, fire proceeded out of their mouth and devoured their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will. Let me move on. I wanted to find the one where it says where Yahweh Shema Shai says, "Rise and come out of her, my people." I believe it's 18. Might be 18. Might be 18 is what I'm thinking. It's amazing. There we go. This is the one I wanted. Revelations chapter 18 and 4 says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that and that ye receive not of her plagues. Verse 5 says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath redeemed her iniquities. Reward her even as she has rewarded you. Okay, so Yahweh Shemashai, and Yahweh Shemashai is going to bestow the power onto his elect. We're going to render judgment as well. He's going to make us a new threshing instrument, a weapon to destroy our enemies as well. Okay, it says, Revelation chapter 18 and 6 says, render her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works in the cup which she hath filled to her double. How much has she? And all this is recompense, well, whether it be from the angels of Yahweh Shemashah or the elect receiving powers to the Spirit, right? I just want to get clarity on this one. So ultimately, America and Babylon the Great and our enemies, Esau, Edom, these heathens, they're going to get recompense for the iniquities that they have committed on the nation of Israel. That's why I said this says render unto her double, because you know all the atrocities they committed to the nation of Israel, right? All the murder. I mean, with the Greeks and the Romans, they besieged our temple. They ransacked us and ran us out of the land, murdered us, and here on the Americas, in the land of the Americas, they committed the atrocity of the transatlantic slave trade. They killed many Judites also, and they killed millions of Northern Americans here in the Americas. Okay, these Edomites. So judgment has to be taken. Okay, and I got a goddamn stormtrooper out there just spying me out. These goddamn devils. But hey, good for them. All right. We're out here on the front lines, all right, up against our enemies, all right, and they're getting spiritually cut up. I got a damn stormtrooper sitting right across the street, watching me, all right. But Yahweh Shemashai put a curse on that devil, and Yahweh Shemashai destroy these goddamn devils, all right. Revelation chapter 18 and 7 says, how much she hath, and that's a beautiful thing. Along with the destruction of our enemies, he's going to make these people pay. You know, they live in a false illusion. They live in, and they have heaped up a false sense of security, and they're proud. And guess what? Yahweh Shemashah is getting ready to strip all that away from the heathens and from these 2/3 of our own people, okay, that walk in league with Esau, Edom, all right? Revelation chapter 18 and 7 says, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart. This is speaking about America, right? It says, I sit a queen, and I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. So and this is also representation of the heathen, right? They go hand in hand. America and these Edomites, you know, they're synonymous with each other in the spiritual sense, where how America, right, and the elite, the upper echelon, they don't see America being destroyed. And also as the prideful demon Esau, he doesn't see himself being overthrown. Hey, but the scriptures are here and clear. Revelation chapter 18 and 8 says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her. Verse 9 says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, right? All these governments, these upper echelons, these politicians, these governors, these presidents, right? These snakes, these devils. Guess what? They're going to burn with Babylon the Great as well. It says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her. You elite, you Rothschilds, you DuPonts, you Meravicis, you Oppenheimers, you Rothschilds, you're going to pay with Babylon the Great. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Verse 10 says, standing afar off from the fear of her tormenting, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And then guess what? All you other goddamn heathens that have been benefiting nothing but off the back, the blood, sweat off the nation of Israel, right? Y'all gonna be destroyed as well, okay? Y'all gonna be destroyed as well, and you're gonna lament because all your riches are gonna come to naught. All those riches that you just stored up, this gonna be for us. Okay? The scripture, man, there's one that says, let me see if I can find it. Because all that gold and silver that they heat up, the silver the just shall wear. Let me see. God damn, Satan! Look, Satan really is mad about this. So all that gold, all these riches, you know, all those spoils that they have taken from us, hey, they just heat it up to give it right back, okay? Let me see if I can find it. Here's the brother bringing it out today in that one. Haha! We're going to go into that Job, baby. What was it, Job? Let's go to Job 27 and 6. You see all them riches, all those riches gotten by deceit. Well, guess what, Esau? You're going to have to run them back. All right? It's called righteous indignation. It's called righteous recompense. It's called eye for an eye. It's called, hey, what you do, it's going to come back to you, okay? Ain't that a bitch, Esau? Ain't that some shit? You're going to have to pay up with blood. Esau, Edom, you devils. That's what you get for being wicked. Job chapter 27 and 6, and let's start at 16 says, though he heap up silver as the dust and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. Hey, we're going to divide the spoils. You damn devils that have enriched yourself and lived abundantly and lived deliciously upon the blood, sweat, and tears of the nation of Israel. Guess what? You're going to have to run it back. Goddamn devils. See what else I got through the Spirit. Where's the Spirit going to take me? Wisdom of Solomon, okay? Because this is dedicated to you goddamn wicked elite. We're standing boldly. Hey, hold on. Let me see. Yep, because all these things that we're saying was just watch tomorrow, watch the news tomorrow. There's going to be more devastation, more calamity, more destruction upon Babylon the Great, more judgments to come, okay? And guess what? They're going to come and inquire, like the elder said, they're going to come inquire to the man of the Lord as to what's going on. And guess what? We're going to give it to you straight, Esau. We're going to tell you, hey, guess what, faggot? Your time is up. Your rulership is done. And guess what? You're through. And it's our turn to rule in righteousness, all right? We're going to give it to you straight, Esau. We're going to give it to you straight, let you know you're getting ready to go into slave. Hey, we're going to let you know that your seed is going to be cast down to utter darkness, and that's it. You're going about to be extinct off the face of the earth, per Hamashiach Yahushai. Isaiah chapter 13 and 2, this is what we're going to say to these upper echelon elite. Isaiah chapter 13 and 2 says, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles, right? I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for my anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. Okay, so we're gonna raise that banner. We're going to give it to you straight. Esau, we're going to let you know that your time is through. You have been found wanting, and you're unworthy, unfit to rule. Let me see if I can. I'll go into that whole depiction when I believe it was the king. I forget. Wow. I'll go into it, and that's exactly what lies for Esau and Edom and America, okay? That this place, that's it. It's through. Time is up, okay? He knows that he has but the short time, so that's it. He cannot go past the bounds that's been set, okay? Ye have been found wanting KJV. I'll go into that depiction, and I'm going to just go into that depiction, and that'll conclude my my sacrifice for the day. Beautiful. And this is ultimately synonymous with Babylon the Great. So I'm going to just grab it here to the Spirit. Daniel chapter 5 and 1 says, Belshazzar the king made a great feast to 1,000 of his lords and drunk wine before the thousands. Belshazzar, while he tasted the wine, commanded to bring the gold and the silver vessels, like I mentioned, all the things that they have heaped up to us, all the things that they have hurt unjustly and took it from us. They go, it's evident. This is what Belshazzar, while he tasted the wine, commanded to bring golden and silver vessels, which his father Nebuchadnezzar had taken out of the temple, which is in Jerusalem, that the king and his prince, his wives, and his concubines might drink therein. Verse 3 says, when they brought the golden vessels that were taken out of the temple of the house of Yahweh, which was at Jerusalem, and the king of his princes and his wives and his concubines drank in them, these damn devils, they drank wine and praised the gods of gold. And that's that's ultimately what these goddamn devils are doing. Ultimately, they want us to praise their gods of gold as well. How? They're setting up that RFID, setting up that new world order, setting up this new wickedness, this new dystopian world that these goddamn devils seek to attain to get. But guess what? Yahweh Shai is the Lord of Lords, right? Yahweh Shai is the Lord of Lords. Probably Yahweh Shai. He's the one. He's the true shot caller. And guess what? You've been found wanting, Esau, and he's going to bring this enterprise that you're trying to fulfill. He's going to bring it to naught. He's going to throw a whole wrench in your goddamn deceit and your damn wickedness. All right. Daniel chapter 5 and 4 says, they drank wine and praised the gods of gold and of silver and of brass, of iron, of wood, and of stone. Verse 5 says, in that same hour came forth fingers, and that's a black hand, might I add. In the same hour came forth fingers of a man's hand, and wrote over against the candlestick upon the pilasters of the walls of the king's palace. At the king saw the part of the hand that wrote, it says that then the king's countenance was changed and his thoughts troubled, so that the joints of his loins were loosed and his knees smote one against another. And that's what happens, because my words shall not go out void. These words that we do, like I always say, like I haven't said in a while, when we preach this word, when we preach the destruction of Babylon the Great, when we preach our Redeemer Hamashiach Yahweh Shai and his judgments, which lies hand in hand as these prophecies continue. They get a stamp as to what we're saying through the Spirit. They come to pass, and Yahweh Shai co-signs these destructions. So that's why these upper echelon elite, they're shaking in their boots right now. They're losing sleep, and that's why they must come. They must come and persecute us. That's why they must come with more wickedness. That's why they must go into more spiritual wickedness and more seances and more sacrifices. Spiritual ultimately is going to lead them for Yahweh Shai to inflame himself and to let these goddamn devils know that their time is through. How? By letting these prophecies come to pass and ultimately bringing that destruction upon them. And you goddamn devils, all right? You know who you are. You goddamn fucking adrenochrome drinking ass crackers, all right? You goddamn devils, you filthy evil devils. Yahweh Shai is going to destroy you, okay? Daniel chapter 5 and 5 says, in the same hour came forth fingers of a man's hand, and wrote over against the candlestick upon the plaster of the walls of the king's palace. And the king saw the part of the hand that wrote. Verse 6 says, the king's countenance was changed, and his thoughts troubled him, so that the joints of his loins were loosed, and his knees smote one against another. And that motherfucker was shaking in his boots. The king cried aloud to bring the astrologers and the Chaldeans. Hey, Esau, go ahead and bring out your astrologers, you wise men, Teman. Bring all your stargazers. Bring all your witches. Bring it all and see what they're going to tell you. See what they're going to do for you. Nothing. The prophecy is written that you goddamn wicked white devils is going to die. All right? That you're going to go into slavery. You're going to be destroyed. All right? Daniel 5 and 7. The king cried aloud to bring in the astrologers, the Chaldeans, and the soothsayers. What's the scripture say? Bring all your... what's this? I just read it a second ago. Basically, go ahead and bring all your wise men, all your what's it called? Esau cast forth all your enchantments. Do what you got to do, right? Regardless, Yahweh Shai going to destroy you and set you ablaze. All right. Verse 7. The king cried aloud to bring the astrologers and the Chaldeans and the soothsayers. And the king spoke and said to the wise men of Babylon, whosoever shall read this writing and show me The interpretation thereof shall be clothed with scarlet, and have a chain of gold about his neck, and shall be the... Okay, so he's trying to get information. And it says... And then it goes on to say that his wise men could not further elaborate what this message was, and that King Belshazzar, he still was like, he was weary, he was in distress. I just want to grab that part. It's in 27. So there was the depiction was that a finger, while he was glorying in his spoils and glorying in himself with his harlots, speaking of his glory, right? That hand came forth and wrote upon that wall, which is synonymous with what we're writing upon the wall to these devils, right? To these upper echelon, to the wicked elite, to these devils, right? Esau, Edom, to these Amalekites, to these wicked elite. That's through the Spirit. That's what we're writing by us being out here on the highways and byways. What we're writing through the Spirit to these evildoers, right? The wicked that are going to be soon destroyed. Daniel chapter 5 and 27 says Tekel, Salakia. Daniel chapter 5 and 24 says, then was the part of the hand sent from him, and his writing was written, and this is a writing that was written, me, Tekel, Tekel. It says, this is the interpretation of the thing, me, God hath numbered thy kingdom and finished. Tekel, thou art weighed in a balance, and thou art found wanting. Paris, thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and the Persians. The command of Belshazzar, and clothed Daniel with scarlet, and put the chain of gold about his neck, and made a proclamation concerning him, that he should be the third ruler of the kingdom. In that night, Belshazzar, the king of the Chaldeans, was slain, and through the Spirit, that's you goddamn devils, all right? So with that, I'll just end it there. I did want to go into, like, we can hit 2nd Ezra chapter 9, 2nd Ezra chapter 15, because along with this destruction of Babylon the Great, we're about to go into Jacob's trouble and see all the sedition. We're going to see the sedition, the uproars of the people. We're going to see famine, literal famine. We're going to see what says a friend shall spoil his friend. Roughly paraphrase, they shall spoil their goods. So we're going to see these people, man. We're going to see these people finally humbled and finally receive that judgment. Okay, because they've been living wickedly, and the only way to cleanse this place of the filth is to do away with them and to let them kill themselves, all right? So the Wadi Yabashim Yashai, Adorantas Yabashim Yashai finds this sacrifice worthy, acceptable sacrifice. And with that, I want to give all honor and glory to my power once again, which is Yahweh Ka'Allah Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone who taught us the truth and who were well. I want to give a humble citation to the hopeful elect, pushing his work of truth and sincerity. I say Shalom.